Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we're here talking coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations with the Biz Chicks. I'm here with my friend, colleague, and partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we are the Biz Chicks. So we just want to invite you to come in, be a part of the conversation. And every Monday we do this. We want you to know it's all about you. Good morning and welcome to the conversation. We want to give a shout out to everybody listening on Clubhouse, to those of you who are watching on social media, your channel of choice. We ask you to subscribe and to follow wherever you are. So we thank you for your attendance, and here we are. How you doing, friend?
I'm doing well. How are you?
All is well. What is
Yes.
our subject today?
Be patient, be kind to yourself.
Mm,
Just
mm-hmm,
being patient, being kind, and giving yourself grace and giving yourself some breathing room just because you're doing some things, you are learning new things. Things have changed since last 3 years. Things are
mm,
just happening, but you just need to be patient. You just need to breathe and consistent. Patience, consistency. You're going to get where you're going. You may
mm.
have already arrived, but sometimes we're so busy we don't even recognize it.
Okay.
Just being
Now
patient,
that's
being
interesting.
kind.
That's an interesting statement.
Mhm.
Sometimes we're so busy we don't even know that we've reached success.
Right. And like Mark says, success to be not somebody else's
Mm-hmm,
identification of success, what success is to you. And once you've identified what success is to you, and
mm-hmm.
you may have achieved it. I got my diploma. I've done something else. And see, the thing about success is it's never ending
Mm.
because you
It's
get
a
to do something
constant
else.
journey.
It's a constant journey. Okay, here's the thing. You decide I'm going to go from California to New York. You take the journey, you begin the journey, you're walking, you're going on the journey, you get to the journey. Now you're in New York. Now what? You just going to stand there and just I'm in New York. There's a plan for when you reach the journey. Okay,
Is it really?
I'm going to go to the Statue of Liberty. I am going to go to a particular neighborhood. I'm going to Broadway to see a show. I'm going to go do something. I'm not just going to arrive in New York and just stand there in the middle of Fifth Avenue as you have it behind you. You
Well,
have the
some
picture
of
right there behind you.
and some people just, I'm on 42nd Street, Broadway and 42nd. I'm saying to you that okay, we arrive, we do that one thing, and then we don't have a plan beyond that.
What are you going to do when you get to New
Are we
York?
talking about goal setting or are we talking about patience?
We're talking about patience, but what do you do after you get to New York? You've gotten to New York, you celebrate, woohoo, I'm in New York,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not over.
Mm-hmm.
You still have to be patient. You can't stop, is what I'm saying. You can't stop in the middle of 42nd Street and just stand there. You're gonna get run over because they don't. I was gonna say they don't care, but you don't want to stand in the middle of
Because
42nd
life
Street.
goes on.
Mark has a comment. He says, and always be mindful of that which you ask or declare. When you choose that which you want to be,
Hmm.
that which is not, that shows up. So if you choose patience, know that circumstances that ordinarily trigger your impatience will show up, right? Because how do you know you have patience unless you've been challenged with your patience? That is your opportunity to choose differently. That is the answer to your prayer, because we think there's no, what is that? There's a song that says, uh, what it makes you stronger. The challenge
Oh,
is
it does.
the
It,
challenge is going to make you stronger.
mhm. What doesn't
So,
kill us makes us stronger.
but he's
Um,
talking about here that if you ask for patience, you're going to get some things that's going to trigger your impatience, which means that you're going to
well,
have to
let's put it
choose
this way:
patience.
if you ask for patience, you're going to get an opportunity
To be patient.
to demonstrate patience.
Right. And
Is
we've
that
had,
is that right, Mark? Is that where we're going with this? That
yes,
when we go towards something or we say something, then opportunity comes for us to exercise that.
right. So we're talking today
Mm,
about being patient with yourself.
mm-hmm.
Um, and that means, okay, so you knocked the milk over. Are you going to ream yourself? Are you going to go on a rant to yourselves? Hey, Maureen, are you
Hey,
going to go on a
Maureen.
are you going to go on a rant and beat yourself up because you knocked over the milk?
Mm,
That's not, when we're talking about being patient and being kind. Maureen can speak to this too. Being patient and kind, how she mentioned this before, on how we talk to ourselves. Oh, you're fat, and you're da, 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 and you're
mm,
reaming your body, but you want your body to comply, but you are saying, that's not how you get a plant to grow. You play beautiful
mm-hmm.
music. You speak kindly to it. It is a thing where whatever you speak to a thing kindly, patiently, that thing will flourish and grow. Whatever it is, a plant, a person, your body, whatever, your mind, speaking
Maureen says
speaking
yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
speaking patiently, speaking with patience to yourself, speaking
Mm,
with
mm.
patience to others, instead of "Rah," okay, because that's not going to help you. Mark says that analogy that I will always use is, if you decide that you want to become physically stronger, you may lift weights. Well, it initially hurts. It is the resistance of the
Mm.
weight that builds the muscle. The more you work against the resistance, the stronger the muscle. The same true the same is true in all areas of life. You're going
Mm.
to have to work. You're not, see, the whole idea of I'm just going to sit on the beach and allow the riches to come is not happening. You get to do that after you put in the muscle work.
So you've got to exercise and or practice. So you've got to practice patience. And it says patience is when you exercise self control rather than lashing out or complaining or comparing or,
Mhm.
you know, throwing a tantrum. It's the ability to wait without being annoyed,
Oh,
upset.
okay. I like that. Wait, the ability to wait without being annoyed. Okay, you know that we do that with our computers. You push a button
With our
and
what?
nothing is happening. With our computers, you push a
Oh,
button. Why is this not working? Why
and we
isn't it not
press that
working?
button. We start clicking stuff. Oh my goodness.
And it's
Yes,
the
we
clicking
do.
of the stuff is not going to make it change. You need to give it time to process. The
Listen,
computer,
people, we are so used to instant gratification when it comes to our computers. We press that button. We don't even give it time to go up to the tower, come back down. We want to know what's going on. Why? And I explain to people, it's got to go up to, in some cases, a satellite and come back down.
not to mention that I got to go through all the servers, and this stuff is happening faster than the speed of light. It is giving us, you know, with the A1 chip and all these other chips, stuff is processing a lot faster. And
Mhm.
we need to be patient. Just, okay, something is happening. Don't let Xfinity or T Mobile or whoever your internet provider of choice is have an issue.
Okay, we don't even have time. We don't want to hear it. We don't, oh my goodness. We do
Mark's
not want to hear it.
Maureen says, I agree with Mark. And then Mark has another comment. He said, there are no tests.
Mm,
The universe is not testing you. It provides you opportunities for you to be that which you want to be. All through all thoughts are prayers. The question is, for what are you praying? Pay attention to your thoughts. You are always placing in order.
mm, mm-hmm,
So you're being, or when we're talking about being patient with yourself, just stop and breathe and give yourself some grace. It's just not just ram, 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 ram. Okay. You're going to get an opportunity to overcome some things. Maybe you're
mm-hmm,
sitting down, like today, I'm sitting down and I'm working through a situation. I'm like, okay, it shouldn't be charging. If I gave people a coupon, it shouldn't be asking for a credit card number. That is in my mind.
mm-hmm,
And so
mm-hmm,
I was like, okay, so instead of me getting upset, let me talk to tech support, put my little thing in the chat and wait for them to come out and ask me something, because maybe there's something, maybe I'm not asking or putting the code or putting the information in the right way for what I wanted to do. So I'm like, okay, I shall be patient. I'm not going
mm.
to, I'm just going to tear it all up and start it all over again. Nope, I'm just going to
I think,
wait,
I
figure it
think
out.
too, a lot of times we lose patience because we think it is something that we've done.
Yes, a lot of
With
times
a lot
people,
of it,
I
a
have,
lot of times it is not operator error. You know what I'm saying?
and don't take it as operator or error first. See, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times we do that. I wonder what I'm not doing right. How about it's not you? How about there's actually something wrong with the code
Okay.
and it's not you? So are you going to have
Mm,
patience on yourself when when it comes up, and are you, is the first place you're going to go, well, what am I doing wrong? How about nothing? Let's rule that out. It could be operator error, or it could be there's something wrong with the system and it's not you. And
mm,
having patience with you, you're going to go back, okay, let me look at, okay, did I key everything in? And you're checking things. If you've done everything you know to do, and it's still not working the way they said it's supposed to work, and you're going through, case in point, we were trying to get Terry's continuity camera set up
uh-huh.
on the Mac, right? It has this wonderful feature that you can use your phone as a webcam. So we're like, okay, cool. It said to do this, and we put it up there, and it was like, not happening.
Oh,
Hey, Liz,
mm-hmm.
it wasn't happening. I'm like, okay, the camera is up here, and we're not seeing. Why are we not seeing the camera come through? It
Mm-hmm.
says it should be. And so Terry could have said, well, I must not be doing something right, or I'm just this, or I don't understand tech. And there's a whole bunch of things that can spiral you out. And it wasn't the tech. Hey, Carlos, it
Carlos.
wasn't, it wasn't the tech. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it wasn't you, it was something going on. So we discovered that on Chrome, it was working for everything related to Apple. It worked for the FaceTime. It worked for the, what is a little photo booth. It worked for QuickTime, the QuickTime movie player where you can create videos and stuff. It worked for everything Apple. But when we tried to do it on the Chrome to get it to come through on StreamYard, it wasn't working. We were like, what is the problem? So we crossed all the boxes and checked everything. So we had to actually go out on YouTube. Hey, the continuity camera is not working over here. And there was a video that popped up. One guy, he popped up on the top of the list. If the continuity camera is not working, here's some things you could try. And we were like, yay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Come to find out, Terry had to load beta, Chrome beta in order to run it.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't her. It wasn't her fault. But too many times we take on the burden of fault on ourselves when it's not you.
Mm-hmm.
So be patient with yourselves. I like it too, Carlos. The continuity camera is genius. And I think by Apple doing that, just they Carlos said tons. Carlos said here, well, new stuff means tons of updates. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody had, iOS 13, 16 is out now. iOS 16 is out. So now everybody who made anything that wants to play in Apple's world got to update all their stuff. And you can get frustrated thinking, it worked last week. The last time I came in here, it worked. Yes. But it's not you. They made changes. We've had situations where our internet seems a little bit more sluggish than normal. And Terry said, oh, they are creating tiers now. And so you may be getting an invitation to join a tier.
At a higher price.
Mm-hmm. Just little things. One thing could be an issue where we do not pay attention to the little thing that says it's time to upgrade software updates. Because we just want to jump in and use the equipment. No, just jump in and just start working it. No, you got to do the software updates. And you need to do software updates in life.
Mm-hmm. Now, Liz says here, good morning. Can you read that, ladies?
Ladies, what you see in front of you is what you've been thinking. Woo, there you go, Liz.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Carlos said, I did a double live Facebook and Instagram with multiple cameras on each, and it was cool. Use the same microphone with the mixer for both broadcasts at the same time. Cool.
Wow.
So we are in a situation where we need to be kind to ourselves. There are things changing all the time. And the first thing, it's not you. Don't think it's you that's the problem, especially if something was working before.
Mm-hmm. And I keep hearing this word. What was the word for 2022? It must have been mindfulness.
It could have been mindfulness. Carlos said it's always me. In some cases, it might be you, but more often than not, it's not you. There's been change. Something happens and things change. And so, okay, that change is going to require me to change. I'm not going to be able to do things the way I used to or the way I wanted to, or I'm going to have to shift some things. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Patience is all about how you act when you're not getting what you want.
Oh, but that's what Mark was talking about. Patience. Mm-hmm. Your patience is going to be tried. It's not that like he said, that the universe or God is testing you. It's a situation where you can be patient or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be okay.
Exactly.
It's going to be okay. It's not you. So when we're talking about patience today, we're just saying, look, you're going to need to learn some new things. Mark said, I am glad my mom is not around to hear this. Every time that I served her as tech support, it was always the fault of the computer, not the user. Laugh out loud. And there are some things that we need to understand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can see there's things on both sides. There is user error, but when it's user error, you don't take it and make it, oh my God, I'm so stupid. No, you just need to figure out some things. You need to know where the buttons are. You need to
Mm.
call somebody to ask them to walk you through whatever the situation is. Not like, oh my gosh, I just can't. I'm not good with tech. Everybody is good with tech. Okay, wait, let me say, everybody has the potential to be good with tech. You can figure things out because you can call somebody to figure
And
things out.
just like if you don't want to be a plumber, you need to call up
A
someone who
plumber.
has the expertise in that area. So if you
You
need
don't call
help,
your you don't call it yourself and degrade yourself because the sink has got a leak, or you okay, I don't know why the sink is broken, and I just must be so stupid because the sink is broken. No, the sink sprung a leak. Okay, we're calling the plumber in.
and that's the way we should look at it when we're stuck on different things. We
Mm-hmm.
need a subject matter expert. If
Oh,
we
oh,
knew
wait a minute. DIY ain't working. I
And
am
if
not
DIY
going.
is not working,
I am not
call an
going to
expert.
YouTube. Wait, my garbage disposal wasn't working one day. It
Hmm.
just stopped. Right. I think a piece of glass or something got in there, and it stopped.
Hmm.
Now I could have went to YouTube, sat up there and pulled out some tools, and went in there and tried to figure out why it wasn't. I was like, I'm not doing this. Let me call somebody to come and get it unclogged. The $150 I paid for the dude to come was well worth the time instead of me sitting up there hours, grease, whatever else, under the sink trying to figure it out. I'm not doing that.
And the stress. When you're not patient, it takes a toll on your emotions. And chronic stress can make things develop in your body that are not useful to your health. Okay. Less stress can cause headaches, stomach aches, backaches, because we're just stressed out. When in fact, if we called someone early, we'd be able to avoid some of those things that cause us burnout, cause us exhaustion, exasperation, anxiety, whatever we want name we want to put on it. Um, and we
And
can develop patience.
right. What you can also do is call somebody in a community that you're a part of. Like if you're the part of the BizChicks community, you can go to the community page and find somebody that does like social media management that you can
Mhm.
reach out to and call them or DM them and say, hey, I need some help with this. Or if you need a life strategy help, you can DM Mark. Or if you need how to stream on multiple devices at the same
Mhm.
time, you can reach out to Carlos or Dr. Tachi. Or if you got issues with your health and body, you can reach out to Maureen. Or if you want to get your clarity of thinking together, you can reach out to Elizabeth. There are different people within the community that you can talk to. You don't have to do this by yourself. I am not a DIY person. I was like, mm-mm. I do not. I'm just not doing it because for a while DIY was the thing. I think people just, okay, I'm not going to say they was trying to be cheap.
Mm-mm.
I'm just not doing DIY because it's not cheaper in the long run. It was not cheaper because you got to roll to the store, gather all the supplies, get the wood, put it together, try to remember from wood
To
class how to
me, it
put.
ends up costing more. To me, by the
I
time
just
I
want
gather
a
all of
chair.
that,
I just want
mm,
a chair. I, I don't want to build the chair. I just want to buy the chair, put it in the house, and
mhm.
sit in the chair. And that's why, when you go to get a desk, I'm like, can I get a desk that's already put together? Or you hire TaskRabbit or whoever they got to come and put the
I'm
thing
already
together.
assemble this.
I don't want to
Hmm.
do that. Yes, it costs them, I'd rather just put it together for me, please. Can I take it from the store in one piece? I don't want to do all of that.
And my question is, can y'all deliver? Does anybody deliver furniture anymore? It's
They
like,
do.
what? You don't have a delivery service. What the heck?
Mark has another comment. He says, I find it helpful to remember what I have learned and adapt it as truth. Everything that happens to you happens for you, should you
Mm,
allow it. Breathe and know that everything is conspiring together to see that you get what you want or need, even when you can't see it. Mm.
no, all things are working together for your good.
Yeah, and that
Hmm.
means all things, not just the good stuff that we think are good.
Hmm.
There are times, yeah, there are some things happening that is for your good, and you don't think it's for your good at the time that it's happening, but
Well,
it is
I
for your
was
good.
when you brought this subject up this morning in the mastermind. So let me go look at some things about patience. And over here, I found on a website it says there are several benefits of patience to consider. You can better focus on your long-term goals and dreams. When you just calm, when you just okay, you can make more rational and realistic decisions. You develop persistence and resilience. The ability to bounce back because you're not, all
You
over the place.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're not all over
you
ping
calm
pong.
down, woosah. You have a better time learning something new because now you're giving yourself some grace. Okay, I don't know this. I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna go step by step. I'm not gonna learn everything on Google in one day. Maybe not. Okay, it allows you to become a better listener
Mm,
because you calm down and you can hear what people are saying. You're actually processing what they have to add to the conversation. And it makes you feel more comfortable because you don't have to respond right away. You don't have to know everything. You practice kindness and encourage others to do so too when you practice patience. And you learn how to live a peaceful life, not a
mhm.
stressful one.
And that's
All
what
of
Mark
those
is saying.
are some of the benefits of patience. Hmm.
Mark says patience is also a health issue. When your impatience is triggered, it changes your heart rate.
Hmm. Yep.
You
Anxiety.
you just like no, okay. And you can choose to be patient.
Hmm.
But actually, we can choose to be. Mark keeps telling us you can be whatever you want. Today, I am patient.
Hmm. Hmm.
And things come up and stuff is flying at you. You can just stand there and go, okay, how will I
So
respond?
everything is not for you to fix.
That's why we
Okay,
got
people.
plumbers.
And if there were ever a better time to remember that, it's now around the holidays. Everything's not for you to cook. Everything's not for you to to kill and pluck. It's okay.
You know what I discovered for Thanksgiving?
What's that?
Stovetop stuffing.
Oh, I love it. I love
Okay,
stovetop.
stovetop stuffing and the generic version that your grocery store might carry. I wanted stuffing, and then there
Hmm.
were two ways of going about it. Okay, there's the traditional way where you go cut the breadcrumbs up, and you cook the cornbread, and you make the crumbs, and you put the
Ooh,
onions, and do all of the.
Carlos loves it too. Go ahead.
I do too. And so
Hmm.
you doing all of that other stuff, and then you got to do it, and you got to bake it and stuff. And I was like, okay, there's got to be a way for me to get some cornbread stuffing or some stuffing without me having to do
Hmm.
that whole thing.
Routine. Yeah.
And I was walking by the aisle, and that stovetop used to be not a, it was a four-letter word in the kitchen at one point for, it's not legit. I was like, let's see, grandma probably would have used stovetop stuffing if she
Exactly.
had the opportunity to use it. Because I'm telling you, water, you don't even need chicken broth. Water in the pan, put the stuff in there, boil the water with some butter, put it in there, and for 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes, then you fluff it with a fork and you got stuffing. I was like, this
And
is genius.
Carlos says the four-letter word is love. Yep. We love it. I'm
It
telling
will,
you.
I was like, this is genius. No, because I had these flashbacks waiting for food forever on Thanksgiving. You had to wait for the
Hmm.
turkey. And if it was frozen, don't let the turkey have been frozen. Then you got to wait for it to thaw before you can cook it and season it. Then you got to clear out the oven and put it in there. Does the turkey fit in? There was a whole lot of drama. I was like, I am due drama free Thanksgiving
They
this
call
year.
it drama.
So what I want to do this year, in order, you can still have the traditional meals, but you don't have to do it in the traditional way. I went to the grocery store. They had like a turkey meatloaf with some green
Mm.
beans and some sweet potatoes. I was like, okay, I'll take that. It was all in a little dish. I said,
Oh,
I'll
okay.
take that. Yeah, come on now. I was like, okay, take that. I can warm that up in a dish. And then my stovetop stuffing,
Mm-hmm. Ta-da.
pie, a pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie, something. I had the whole ensemble. It was no
And you were
stress,
done.
no drama. I was done. I was
I
like,
feel
wow,
you.
this is genius. I was like, ooh, I enjoy it. And it was drama free, and I was okay with it. Because some people get the idea that you have to do this whole, throw the flour on your face to show that you've been cooking. I was like, I am not doing that this year.
Well, to me, well, see, I don't know. Different people have different perceptions of what it is to relax, what it is to have a holiday, an actual holiday, time off from work. And I don't want to supplant work with more work. I just like, okay, I'm good. I'm
Everybody
good.
bring a dish. Okay, because you can still have the family gathering. Everybody bring a dish instead of
Exactly.
grandma in the kitchen cooking all the dishes. And I'm talking from scratch. I was like, ooh, I
And you
thank
know
God I live in
something?
2022.
I That was a time too when I think back about it. The grocery store was not around the corner. We lived out. My grandmother lived out in the country. When she lived in the city, um, it was a place where so many people gathered, and they had to travel long distances. And it wasn't like they hopped on a plane and got there in 2 hours. I mean, they drove for, for days to get from one state to the other because that's how transportation worked. Or they took a train, and that took a little while. So they stayed. They came and they stayed. So you had
For
people in the house
days, like a
eating that
week.
stuff. So
And you
because they cooked everything in the house, and then remember the deep freeze and the deep freeze, they had been baking and cooking and da 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 all along.
and you
And
have
then
all
when
these people and their children in your house for a
And you have
week.
all these assistant cooks now. Oh, Aunt Sally's here. She's going to make blah, blah, blah. Cool. You know,
It was, and you had to have patience through that whole thing. The kids actually had to have a lot of patience because you waiting on that food to cook, and they're not giving you nothing else until we're gonna be eating soon, and you like it is 4 o'clock, and we are hungry.
and we can smell it. It smells, it smells so
Just waiting on the food to cook. I was like, oh wee, and then you're at the children's table when you don't get to eat until last.
exactly.
So I decided I'm going to the store and I'm going to gather my dishes together and stuff. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. The store
And
is
be
off.
patient with yourself.
And I vegged out. I mean, I have, and I didn't overeat that way either. I
Exactly.
didn't have a whole turkey that I had to try and figure out how we're gonna carve it up and not.
Store it. Mm-hmm. Freeze
Because I
it.
could have
Find
made
space in the freezer.
turkey soup and some other things. I was like, oh wait, this is pretty good. So I had my little turkey meatloaf, and we had Kevin don't like sweet potatoes, so I had the sweet potatoes and there was the green beans, and I had my stovetop stuffing and the grocery store version of it. Both of them work the same way: water, butter, throw it in there, stir it up. 5 minutes, you have got stuffing. I was like, oh, and then
Mm-hmm.
Carlos, you can put chicken in it and spinach or something else in it to give it like a casserole type effect. I was like, oh, this is good. I can have stuffing all year round.
So we say all of this to say, guys, be patient with yourself. Take your time.
Hmm.
Allow things to unfold. Some things are going to be new, and you're going to have to learn something new, and that takes patience.
Yes, it does. But you can do this. You've come this far, so you can do it. You've got
Look,
this.
you made it through a pandemic. It's gonna be all right. Okay. If you exercise patience over these last 3 4 years, you have the know-how as far as patience is concerned.
Carlos said I will live off stuffing. Who needs turkey?
It is delicious. I could do stuffing and cranberry sauce all day long. All right, guys. With that, we want to remind you it's okay to make money in your business. So don't forget to go to the front of your own line. We hope that you will follow us on our social media channels and become a part of the Biz Chicks community. Um,
Mark is if anyone is feeling stuck today in any capacity, let him know he will open a clubhouse room. So I'm gonna
oh,
tell you
sweet.
something. I'm gonna tell you something. I was talking to another biz chick and they were like, well, I don't want to bother anybody. I'm like, bother somebody. This is why this community is here. Mark is offering his help. If you need it, you need to DM him or go to the clubhouse room and get the help that you need. Don't sit up here and
Please.
like um, go to Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Carla said, I can't handle it anymore. So go talk to Mark. So seriously, because you need
Mm-hmm.
help, you need to move forward, need to get some stuff done, and you're not quite sure what to do. Mark is opening up his services to you. So please do that and don't think, oh, I'm taking advantage. Get the help. That's why we're
And
here. If you need
he's an
help, yeah.
accomplished life strategist.
Yes. So get the help that you need. Don't sit back up here like, oh, well, I don't want to bother nobody. Okay, stop it. That's why this community is here. So join the community at bizchicks.net. Call Mark, call somebody in the community to get some help. Okay? Anyway, that's all I have for today.
So we want to thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. And we'll see you here tomorrow. Tuesday, we'll be here with Terry Johnson Online, your
Mhm.
social. media digital strategist and we marketing strategists. And so come on over, learn some techniques about marketing for 2023. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye, everyone.